The doors of the Love Church are now open. Dear world, you name it, we cover it from the world of singles to the behind the scenes of the greatest movie ever filmed, called Marriage. We dig into everything from dating 101. Why won't they commit? It's complicated. I can't do it if it's the three of us. They're a good person, but I'm not attracted to them in that way. 2, they really didn't disclose who they were before I said I do. How do I do this if they can't keep a job? The bills are paid, but the bedroom is suffering. Did I marry you or did I marry your family because we only can take care of us? Let's open up our marriage. Why do I have to buy into your beard gang illusion? You could have told me you were down low and we could have remained friends and not married. And last but not least, did you marry me or your pastor? Have we gotten your attention yet? If so, tune in to Unique Perspectives Love Talk Radio. Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you want to hear more of today's real issues in the world of love. The doors of the Love Church are now open.
All right, sir. All right.
What's going on? Hey.
Oh, all right. He's on some hay.
Hey, everybody. Hey. How's everybody doing?
Somebody mic is hot. That mic over there is hot.
Is it hot? Is it too loud?
It's okay. No, when you moved it, it just was loud, but it's good. All right.
No, because I just moved it closer to me. That's what I did.
Yes. Okay. All right.
I moved it closer. Yeah.
Well, we see that someone has been, they let somebody out the sick and shut in committee.
Don't do that. Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that because when your day comes, just believe I'm gonna be doing the same exact thing.
Somebody gonna get you. They'll get me. Somebody good. All right.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, you better act like you know up in here. you don't want that stuff out there like that. You don't want that out there like that.
Needless to say, Mr. Ford is here. Welcome everybody as the church folks are coming on in. Welcome to Unique Perspectives Love Talk Radio.
What's up,
I'm your host, Mr. Charles Dixon, and I'm here with Mr. Adam Ford.
What's up?
How are you today, sir?
I'm doing good. God is good. That's what I can say. God is good. Yes,
well,
Lord.
That is good.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
So how has your week been so far?
My week's been okay. It's been pretty good. Let me think here. Yeah. Not too bad.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Yeah, can't complain.
We finished working on our basement. Got our basement all finished and everything like that. So I got a second man cave down there and everything like that.
Oh, nice.
Got me a nice big TV.
Woo! Oh, somebody over there just splurging, huh? Let's see.
That joint is big.
This is tax time. Anyway, so no, just okay.
You know what?
Right.
I haven't even filed my taxes yet because I usually don't say nothing anyway.
Somebody said we just balling. Well, I don't need to file no tax. I'm squad.
Whatever,
I'm an 85-inch. I'm good.
Whatever,
85
bro. Whatever, man. I wish.
Yeah. All right. So it's been a lot in the media. I typically don't get into a lot of the media stuff, but what I will say is I'm watching, before we get into the show, folks, I'm watching a lot of these things that are trending and just kind of going viral. And while I love my people, what can get a little discouraging at times is after a while, it's like history repeats itself with us and we get into positions of elevation where we are fortunate enough to be in different platforms in life. And what always sticks with me is how responsible you are to be with what you are given. And I'm saying this to say a lot of the things that are trending by way of, from Kat to now Monique and all these different things, while it's definitely a world of freedom of speech and all these things, to me, it just gets to a point where it just says, if it's not conducive to our culture, and if it's, and how you know whether something is conducive to our culture is when we look at the remnants of what transpires after the transmission. So after the transmission is chaos. There is bitter feelings. It's turning us inward. It's not turning us outward. It's not promoting brotherly love. It's promoting brotherly demise. So I just sometimes hope that we can sometimes get that part together, because it's like all of us, we are amazing people, but we don't need to go inward and fight against each other and all of this stuff. There's many swim lanes for everybody to swim in. There's no need for one person or two people to feel like I want the whole lanes of the whole world. That's just yeah. So that's my only hot topics rant for the day. We'll get on Shaq's part later. We won't tap into that. But yeah, I mean, so here is today's topic. How do we manage a sustainable happy? For years, Mr. Ford, there has been, I mean, you're not going to go anywhere where relationships don't exist and not see people who ultimately desire to be happy in this relationship. Right. Whether they have all of the information available to them, or whether they've seen the example of it somewhere else. Nowadays, social media has become our measuring stick by way of love goals that we see somewhere else, right? So nonetheless, you're not going to find a place where people aren't desiring happiness in either their relationship or either their marriage. Now, the one thing I would like to touch into today is a lot of people, I don't think we think about it from this perspective. Now, when I talk about happiness from this perspective, I'm meaning it in the relationship sense. Because people can be happy about, a kid can be happy about getting a new toy. But we're talking about a romantic happy. In the space of romantic happy, I personally feel that happiness must first be rooted in love in order for it to sprout. Like happiness just doesn't, genuine happiness has to have a root. It doesn't just appear and you just like, oh, great, because here's where I'm going to break it down. There are three distinct differences the way we perceive happiness. So there is happiness in something, excitement about something, and contentment with something. So I'm saying that to say, there is the happiness that's rooted from love. However, it is a seasonal happiness because no one is happy forever, right? That same hinge upon love can also be unhappy. People can be in love but unhappy too, right? So it just kind of goes on both sides. But here's where I think a lot of the hang up comes. We're now talking about the part of people being excited about something. So you ever met someone and it seemed like everything aligns perfectly? This person talks right, looks right, does all the things, opens doors. If you're a woman, this person is doing all of the things that line up perfectly, so much so to the point where you like, I think I'm falling because I'm very happy. Now, 9 times out of 10, love is not already on board at this point. Not saying that there isn't no situations where they're accepted the rule, but 9 times out of 10, what you are is excited about the notion of being happy with this person, right? Then we have pre-existing relationships, marriages, where people are in these situations, and someone may assume, oh, Adam, looks like you spent 15 years now. This is great. You hanging in there. You like, oh yeah, everything's all right. But in your mind, you like, I'm just content. It's not necessarily an ideal world, but I'm content. So content means I'm good with existing, but it's not, it's not necessarily, it's not necessarily the best, but I'm here. So I'll start there and, turn it over to you and, tell me what you think about it.
Happiness. we all want to be happy. We all want to be happy. Listen, and that's nothing to be that happiness should be something that we want to be. You know, I don't think there's any shame in desiring to be happy in whatever situation that you're in. But happiness is not a guarantee. Honestly,
Sure.
it's not a guarantee. And honestly, I treat it like a bonus. Now, here's where I might depart with you in terms of your whole ideology when it comes to happiness. I really do believe that happiness. Now, if you look at the word happy, is coming from the word, or it is connected to happenings, which can be considered to be something that's external, something that happens outside of you.
Right.
But I would go further and say that happiness also can be a state of mind and a condition that is also internal, because happiness is something that is going to be something that I develop within myself. To take it a step even further, I really do that. If you want true happiness, if you want happiness that is long lasting, then happiness has to be on some level connected to joy, which has nothing to do with outside external situations. That all has to do with your internal condition or situation or disposition, if you will, in terms of how you look at life. So I'll put it to you like this. I'm not necessarily dependent upon my wife to make me happy.
Yeah.
And I think this is where the problem comes in at. Yeah. We're looking at other people to make us happy when we ourselves are not happy, and we're not even working on our own happiness, if you will. We want everybody else to make us happy when we ourselves aren't even working toward that goal personally. And so I really do believe that if you really want true happiness, you got to start with you. You got to start with your own self-introspection and look at your own life and determine the things that make you happy. And not only that, but then again, you have to understand that your happiness can't be just based upon circumstances. And again, circumstances can make you happy. Let's not sit here and play that cheap. The reality is that circumstances can make you happy, but real, true, long-lasting happiness is connected to joy on the inside, which has nothing to do with happiness.
Yes.
Okay. And so now we gotta figure out how to balance this thing out. That my joy is not contingent upon everything else that's happening around me. Yes, it's a bonus and it's definitely a benefit, but it ain't the end all be all in terms of how I operate, in terms of how my disposition is. I'm not going to allow it to take over my mindset or determine my behavior.
Right. Now that you put it in that spin, we have to dissect the fact that joy for some is anchored upon some different than joy for others. Joy for, let's just say joy for you can say, hey, my spiritual relationship is the anchor to the joy of my spirit, right? Okay. Now, and that's amazing. On the opposite side, maybe there's someone who's not necessarily attached to Christendom, but they may have a different belief of themselves, right? Now, but that person would argue, hey, I'm happy because I have a great career. My children are happy. You know, my children are healthy. I'm sorry. My marriage my relationship seems to be working well. So this makes me happy. It's not necessarily attached to a belief or something spiritual, but it is their personal feeling. And so they use that as a motor to sort of push along the trajectory of the marriage or the relationship in a positive way.
But when I say joy, I'm not necessarily connected that to any spirituality.
Okay.
I didn't when I was talking about that, I wasn't thinking about anything spiritual. I was thinking about just joy, period.
Yes, for sure.
That ability to be pleasant, to be optimistic, to to just be, the opposite of sad. That I'm good. I'm glad about the situation in my life, or I'm just glad, period.
But joy typically still has a source.
Absolutely. No, you're right.
If everyone has to be mature enough to be able to track back to say, I feel great. We see, like Brandy says, I saw Brandy says her joy comes from her inner peace that God blesses her with. See the example of what I'm saying? And so,
so
from her perspective, that's where her joy is hinged from. So I'm just saying, in so many words, it's not like we wake up and it's like, Jesus, I don't know why I'm so happy, but I'm just going to go ahead and go with it. In some cases, we do. But in most cases, people can say, I'm happy because this. Our good friend Kirk Franklin came out with his mega hit. He says, I sing because I'm happy.
Okay.
I sing because I'm free.
Okay.
He was saying, he was pushing it all to a source. So that's the only reason why I'm saying it. So in most people in the relationship sense, it would be a great argument. I guarantee it when it comes to people saying, and I mean, you were dead spot on when you said it's an individual affair.
It is.
Happiness is your own individual affair. However, we feel as though however I show up is however I show up. But if I'm letting you into this side of the gate to be with me, all right, I need a certain amount of performance from you.
Right.
In the
and that's the wrong way to do that.
To help put me in this place. Yeah.
But see that again, just to reiterate that thought, that is the wrong way to approach it, particularly if you're going to be in a relationship. Because the reality is, as good as my wife is, there are some things that she may do that may not necessarily make me happy. There are some people on my job, even though I might be happy with the career that I have, that are not going to always make me happy. And so if I'm always dependent upon, and if my happiness is contingent upon all these other external things, then my happiness is short-lived. My happiness is predicated upon what somebody else does to me, rather what I do for me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you gotta make a decision. Are you going to and see? I really do believe that it has a lot to do with what we allow in our lives to dictate and determine our own behavior instead of us ourselves determining our own behavior. We're allowing other people to act as the puppet masters in our lives, if you will, to determine how we're going to act or how we're going to conduct ourselves.
So would you go as far maybe to say that perhaps we approach happiness wrong by seeking it externally first as opposed to internally?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because when we come to the table with whomever we're with, whomever we're starting to date, or whomever we are in, whether marriages or what have you, we approach it from an external request of a performance. We need to see someone else do something, providing something, sharing something actionable to make us say, now that aligns with what I think happiness should look like. Thank you. As opposed to you showing up as a beacon of light and happiness yourself first, then letting it flourish when the two of you get together and go from there. I can assure you, most of us don't do that. We show up saying, well, I can do bad all by myself. So if you hear, I need a performance. I'm telling you, people, we show up and we say to ourselves, in my regular existence of self, I can do this however this is, up, down, joy, sorrow, whatever. I can do that alone. So if I'm with you, I need to see you jig. Come on, dance. Like I want to see you do something to bring about happiness.
But see, so let's be honest. How limiting and restricting is that? That I'm going to put my happiness on you and allow you to determine how happy I'm going to be, or if I'm going to be happy at all, based on your performance. Yeah. Because again, if you don't cook the dish that I like to eat or buy me the thing that I want, you mean I can't be happy? And now I've based my happiness on you, which is limited, which is restrictive, which is prohibitive. Come on, man. I'm not living like that. I'm not living like that. I'm not living like that. And listen, understand. There are things in this life that will make you happy. There are things and situations in this life that will absolutely make you happy, but they cannot be the end all be all of your happiness for you. Again, my question is, how many of us are actually participating in our own happiness versus waiting for somebody else to make us happy?
Yes. Yeah. No, I would even go as far to say I've seen situations where people find disdain in seeing you individually seemingly seem like you're happy without them involved in it. Now you could be with the person. Maybe there's a reason you're not able to be together. Maybe there's a reason for that. For whatever reason, you're not physically in the same space. But if you're content, if you're happy, you can still love them, still want to be with them. But if you are enjoying yourself apart from them, it's a problem.
Oh,
you wow. It becomes like it's almost saying, listen, if I'm going to be here with you, I need to be the source of that for you. I don't need you getting it on your own, because what that does for the insecure is if you have it on your own, then what place do I have?
Wow.
If I can't fit those shoes, if I can't do that, then why am I here if you're going to be over there happy and you surviving without me? Do you understand what I'm saying? When we it should be a beautiful thing for anybody to be able to find contentment first in self.
Right.
Because if you don't like being with you, then don't expect anybody else to.
Exactly.
You gotta like being with you first. But I'm telling you, this is the culture where we don't like to see anyone happy if we don't have a stake in the claim of it.
Wow.
We want to make sure. How many times have you seen all of these? I don't care if it's Netflix, Tubi, wherever you see these funny movies or these dramas. Every time there's an issue or something arise, one person or the other will start recanting all of the things I do for you and for your current happy existence. Don't I do this? Didn't I take you here? Didn't I buy you this bag? Didn't I get you that car? You got all that joy. And the women are saying, the women will be like, well, don't I do this for you physically? Don't I look good?
Right.
All of these things that we put together to say, I'm doing these things, I'm presenting these things. So what's your problem?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's look, listen. If somebody is in your life, I want y'all to really pay attention to this. If you have somebody in your life right now where they only want you to be happy when they do stuff for you, or they want you to base all of your happiness upon them, you need to run as fast as you can. Run, get out, run for the hills, yo, because that is a person that is willing to exploit you and manipulate you and control you to the point where you don't even have your own self-identity anymore, because they want you to be them, basically. You know what I'm saying? That is a person that will exploit you and use you. You know what I'm saying? At your most vulnerable state. You don't want them. You don't need that kind of person in your life. Run for the hills, yo. Get up out of that joint.
But unfortunately, this is our toxic reality. You're gonna find. I know it's a great thought, but most people, even sitting in the audience here, if they're honest with themselves, most people that we encounter today are more so leaning towards the broken side than they are coming to the table more full.
Wow.
Most people that we encounter, now this has nothing to do with imperfection of us just not being perfect in general. Yeah. I mean, we come with a first aid kit, and some of them is open with torn packages in them. It's live and direct happening. And so it's one of those things where, so if you have a situation like that, before you can get to the happy phase, you got to deal with the transactions. There's some things have to take place in order to get to that place of even feeling like you are happy. But the problem is, we don't want to take the ownership of being honest with how broken we are. We want to show up because we have an agenda and we have a destination and we want to get there. So,
wow. Yeah, that's not, like I said, yeah. And here's the thing, though. So I guarantee you, we all have people like that in our lives. Yeah. They only want you to be happy when they make you happy, because for them it's a source of control, a source of manipulation, where they can literally use you as a puppet to do whatever it is they want to do to you. Again. Yes. These are not the people that you want in your life. Right. These are not the people that you want in your life, man. Run for the hills. And yeah, so the thing of it is, so a lot of these people probably are broken, and have neglected themselves to the point where they are in such disrepair that they don't even know what happiness is anymore. Yeah. They cannot even identify what real happiness is. So for example, if they were to be into a relationship where the other person was giving and caring, they wouldn't know what to do with that. They wouldn't know how to accept that, because that's not their norm. To them, that's abnormal. That's an abnormal situation where somebody wants to give me all that they have. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to, there's no strings attached in this situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you gotta listen. I can make this real short and real sweet. Your happiness needs to be your priority, nobody else's. Your happiness is contingent upon you and you alone. If you want to be happy, you can be happy. What are you going to do about it? Stop looking for me to make you happy. Don't look for nobody. Don't look for your pastor to make you happy. Don't look for your wife and your husband and your friends and your family to make you happy. When are you going to take responsibility for you? We don't like the responsibility. That's my word, but we don't like responsibility. When are you going to be responsible for you and start taking care of yourself in a way that brings and promotes happiness in your own life, instead of trying to exploit everybody else and get them to make you happy? What are we doing?
Unfortunately, we are lost in the perceptions we see plastered, whether on the TV screen or on social media, of what we feel happiness should look like. And we are dictating our lives based off what someone else seemingly is doing. Not that we know for sure, not that it's a reality show it's made to look like everything's great, because you don't know what somebody's real life is happening. But we are measuring our real-time relationships based off of that. Look at what this person is doing to them. Well, look what they did for them. That seems like, I don't get that. You not them. And we're not on VH1. Just making an example, but we measure things according to those, and that's a lot of psychological pressure. It's already tough enough to reach a happy medium with another grown individual, because both of you are not coming to the table free of all weight. Both of you got suitcases. Someone may weigh a certain 35 to 30 pounds. Somebody else may be 25 over 50. So it just depends. So whenever you have that weight distribution, you have the probability of there being an offset in happiness. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's you can't. Why are we wanting? Listen. There's nothing wrong with desiring nice things in life. I get that. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, seeing what everybody else is doing in their life, they taking trips, they going here, they going there, they going everywhere, and you sitting there watching it on your little phone, sitting there going, "Ooh, I wish I was there. I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that." But ain't nobody stopping you. Ain't nobody stopping you from doing what it is that you believe that will make you happy. I listen. I done got to the age in my life where if I want to go do something, I'm gonna go do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now understand, I'm not crazy. I ain't no fool.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting out trying to do something, some whacked out idea or whatever like that. If I want to go take a trip, we're gonna take a trip. Now it might take me to the end of the year to get there, but I'm gonna get there.
But listen, but it's not that they can't, Adam. Some of them don't want to do it alone. They want to do it according to social media standards. Look, they want to get to the white sand, and even if the man or the woman don't agree, they want to take a picture of their feet, take a picture of somebody's wine glasses. Yeah, that's right. We live in our best life. They got to have someone else attached to the facade so that it can appear believable. This is what we do.
When did that become the standard of happiness?
What?
When did white sand and wine glasses become the standard for happiness? And again, I got to go back to what I said in the beginning. The happiness, real happiness, has nothing to do with your externals. It has everything to do with your internals. Because listen, if you go to a nice place and it's got white sands and you got you being served drinks on the beach, but you ain't got happiness on the inside, it ain't, no matter how much white sand or how many drinks you get, you ain't gonna be happy. Real talk. You are looking for something that is not even, it's why would you do that to yourself? Why would you go to a place where you believe you can be happy, okay, where you ought to be happy, yet on the inside you're sad, you're sorrowful, you're depressed? You know what I'm saying? So literally, you went somewhere different, but you brought you with you.
Oh,
you
wow.
can't ever get away from you. So what you need to do is fix you first, okay?
Yeah.
Let the sand, let the wine glasses and the sand be on the inside so that you can be happy. So when you finally do get to the white sand and the wine glasses, I don't know why you decided to say that, because now I got to keep on saying it. But when you finally get to the white sands and the wine glasses, then you'll be happy. But it's got to be on the inside. This is an inside job, ladies and gentlemen. Can't nobody else do this for you but you.
But there needs to be much evangelism on that fact, what you just said, because contrary to popular belief, the new happy is what we can externally show you. It's why we have so much. It's why there's so much toxicity in trauma and drama, because that's showing everybody that internally we don't work. Internally, I'm miserable, but I have all the labels. I got the best house. I got the best car. We eat at the best places. The children are best dressed in the best clothes. We have it all on the outside, and the outside in this culture suffices for the guise of happiness. Today, that's the way it looks. That's the way the external is the push of the new happy. People aren't. You don't see people going home, and you don't even see the celebrities showing themselves in positions of vulnerability. Everybody is mostly showing you that they have an edge, but the person's still loyal to me. They still love me, but here's an edge, and I'm doing all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's just somehow working.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. But you know what, too, and I'm gonna take it in this a slightly different direction. I really do believe that happiness also too can be had in difficult times. And see, this is how you know you got real happiness. This is how you know that happiness is that thing that has a sense of permanence with it. It's not something that just, it's not a fly by night, it just happened today and then it went away the next day, but there's permanence in that. And so when you can joke with your spouse in a supposedly stressful situation and you both can laugh at the situation, but the situation is what it is, it's still as stressful as it is. That's how you happiness. Know you got real happiness.
That's happiness right there.
You know what I'm saying? Because you both by right should be crying. You're both by right should be in depression. You're both by rights, should be pulling your hair out. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is you are able to be content and have joy in that situation, regardless of the external circumstance. That the happiness did not come from where I am, because where I am is not a place to be happy. Yet I'm happy where I am. So whether or not if I'm in the unemployment line, if I'm in the doctor's room, if I'm in the bank getting denied a loan again, my happiness did not come from where I am, but my happiness is with me all the time on the inside. So that way I'm able to make other people happy. My happiness is infectious in that way. Just saying.
How do we get happiness on the inside, Adam? To the people who don't know. I'm not even being funny. To the people, I'm literally saying to the folks that don't know, how do they know that they have happiness on the inside? Based off the lives that they live, the things that occur, all of these things, people need to know. I guess I'm saying that to say people have to know when they can identify that it's present. Other than that, they're going to act in their normalcy. Unless they're like, hey, I need to shift because something is different about me.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. Daniel said it's Bible study time. So
I think they want to turn. That's it. Yeah. They want to have altar call for the churches. You know how the church is shit. The church we not even took the offering yet. Dang. All right.
Listen. No. I'm gonna say it to you like this. Because this is what I personally believe philosophically. I believe that when you know Jesus, you know happiness. Okay.
For sure.
All right. Now, let me take it a step further than that. All right. So it's not just about knowing Jesus and knowing happiness, but it's also the fact that I'm participating. Understand, this is not something that happens to me, but this is something that happens for me because I'm participating in this. Long gone are the days where we sit back and we allow things just to happen. Okay? You have to participate in this. You have to be deliberate with this. You have to be intentional.
Yes.
With this. Okay. And so there are things that I'm going to do that are going to promote happiness in my own life.
Yes.
Okay. And so that means I'm not going to wait on somebody else to do it for me. I'm going to do it myself. Yeah. I'm going to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes let me just go this way for real quick. As believers, we want God to make things happen for us, but we refuse to participate in the process when he asks us to. We don't want to take responsibility for doing the things that we know that we should do. We don't want to be accountable for the things that we're supposed to be doing. But the reality is, in order for you to be a whole person, okay, in these streets, I wanted to say that. In order for you to be a whole person in these streets, you got to participate in this. You can't wait on this just to happen to you. You got to make it happen for you. When are you going to get up out of your seat and begin to do the things that you know to do that will make you happy? Okay, taking care of yourself, making sure you're getting regular checkups, making sure you're working out, making sure you're eating right, making sure you got your mind in the right place. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you need to spend some time in meditation. Maybe you need to spend some time in prayer.
That's too much. That's not what I get into a relationship for. That's too much exercise. That's you giving me too many things to do for me to do. That's why I'm with you.
And this is the reason why.
That's it. People, nobody's not doing all these things and laps around the yard and say, you know what, this is just great. How my sweat is changing. No, people are saying, I'm getting with you to present me with all. I'm going to give you a quick example. I'm not going to go to story time or nothing like that. We're just going to say this. I've heard it from a certain perspective when it comes to people, how people equate happiness today. So I'll take it to the church house first, since that's what we have in church. Okay. If people are in church, they're a couple, they're a family. The first thing people want to know, yes, you look nice today, got that old nice hat on. Are they happy? You know, first thing you want to know if they're happy. How do you look, right? How do you look? Do you look prosperous? How is the bedroom? Right? How is the bedroom? Okay. How do you look? Okay. I got to go back to how was the bedroom? Because make no mistake about it. Contrary to what women believe, women complain more about the bedroom than men.
Wow.
I promise you this.
Wow.
Women, because you know why? And this is going to be a different show. I don't want to shift the show.
Oh, Lord. It's too late.
complain more about the bedroom than men because the way they look at the bedroom. We look at the bedroom. This is going to get in hot water.
You already in hot water. They about to get you, bro. They about to get you, man. They knocking at the door right now.
No, this isn't bad. What I am saying is women, because women rely on their emotions for so many things, hence our show last week, right? Mm-hmm. They're looking for an exchange of the same. Okay. And because a lot of times, even though we men, we have emotions of our own, but we don't necessarily tap into it the same. Okay. So for us, an exchange could look quite differently for us than it could be for a woman. Now, the kid should be asleep. But here's the thing.
Dude, it was literally 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
I'm joking, but I have to say this disclaimer because I don't want anybody to think I'm promoting premarital sex or whatever. But I'm primarily speaking from a marriage. If somebody's married, I'm not talking about the other side. That's up to you what you do, right? But in a marital bed, there is a husband that can be right there. Church can be over, and as long as he's spooning. If he's spooning, if you following my journey, he can have his little time right there on his side, and he's going to get up and keep him moving for the day. And I'm hungry, now I'm ready to eat. Now she's going to say, wait, that's just it? You're not going to just leave me here like this because I didn't get my fair exchange, not only physically, but emotionally. Okay. I need you to make me feel a certain way. So she's going to take it a little differently than how he would. It's not that he would never want to have a romantic time or be deliberate in pleasing her in a certain way that's acceptable to her. Okay. But because we are the depositors, if you will, what do we do when we go to the ATM? We go in, we go to the bank, we do a deposit or we withdraw and we keep it moving. All right. The bank, however, has to field it all. They have to process it all. Everything that comes in there, I got to make sure it's going to the right emotional account. Okay. It has to make sure everything is being allocated, where for us, we just the customer coming and going. But the woman is the bank. She has to process the activity. Okay. So this is why I say happiness looks different to her in the room than it does to us.
Well, we can go as far as to say that happiness looks different to everybody. Every individual person, male or female. Your happiness is not my happiness, Charles, for certain. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Tell me about it. I mean anyway, so I mean, hello.
Your little vagabond nomadic existence.
Man. Yeah, man. Forget all this. Yeah.
Happiness is different for everybody. So everybody's got to be able to determine what it is that makes them happy. Now, having said that, I would hope. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. That because I am happy. Now, see, this is what internal happiness does for a person. Because I am happy on the inside, okay, and I'm not looking for stuff externally to make me happy. That allows me to move into the sphere of my wife to make her happy. You see how I did that? So when I'm happy and when I'm good and when I'm okay, I'm able to make the same thing happen for her as well. Not only am I able to make it happen for her, but I'm able to happen maybe. Okay. See what this? I'm about to say. You know what?
She said she opened up her door so she can listen properly. Go ahead, finish. Go ahead. She said she opened up her door. I gotta hear all of that he's saying down the hall. Go ahead. She listening. Go ahead. He talking all this, making her happy. Open the door, lady. So you can hear exactly what he said. Come on.
Oh,
all right.
You know what?
She's in the comments. Oh my God. I told you. I say more. That's right, Maria. Show up, Maria. That's it. I know it. Maria said, you talking, buddy. I can hear you. That's it.
She's coming for you, dude.
I can hear you.
You know what? I'm done. Gosh. I don't have nothing else to say.
Oh God, that's it.
Anyway,
perfect time. Maria, this is real happiness. You all see how Maria came on here and shifted his whole countenance.
Whatever,
that's
dude.
happiness.
Whatever, man.
Oh God.
But the reality is that when I'm happy, I make other people happy.
Absolutely.
And listen,
absolutely.
the happiness that I give to other people is, how can I put this? It is not contingent upon you making me happy.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying?
That's an unselfish.
It's just because.
Yeah.
Because. Okay.
Yeah.
So my happiness has nothing to do with you making me happy. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm good. And because I'm happy and I'm good, I'm gonna make you happy.
Yeah.
Because that's the way happiness really works. Because if I'm happy, it should be something that is infectious. It should be something that you should contract from me because I am the way that I am. And it should be like that for all of us in our relationships. That when our partner is down, that there is enough in us to be able to pour into them to bring them back to where they should be. That's the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be reciprocal. There's supposed to be an exchange.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be something that I give to you that helps you, that heals you, and that makes you happy. That's the way it's supposed to be. And I'm not looking for anything in return. It is what it is. I'm just putting it out there because that's the way that we are supposed to operate in this thing. But because sometimes we have become so, I don't want to say it, but we become
go ahead and say it.
We become a little selfish.
Yes, very much so.
Narcissistic and self-interested in our own thing. That when somebody doesn't make us happy, then we mad about it. But that ain't the way it's supposed to be. Listen. Again, I'm going to say it one more time. Make yourself happy. Participate in your own happiness. And when you get you straight, then go make somebody else happy and watch them do the same for you. How about that?
That's going to take some patience and some unselfishness. But the reason I think we struggle with that great line you just said is instead of looking for the perfect complement in a person to our lives, we're simply looking for an addition to our lives. The person should complement your world. The more things that align between you and that person, the more joy musters up. See, when things, something about things falling into alignment that brings a smile on everybody's face. The more your woman agrees with you, the more you agree with her on the way you see things, the world becomes a better place. But if you're just looking at it as, look, I'm getting such and such age, I don't want to be alone. So if it's going to take you, come be an addition. That's when you're going to run into a problem. If you're just looking for a body in your life to satisfy a loneliness quota, you're not going to see happiness the way you want to see it. Because that needs to start, like you said, internally from you. There needs to be contentment with self first. Then when you have that contentment, that person that can see that contentment in you that also has it, then becomes attracted to you. Then that's how you meet with the person that some relationships are so effortless. Some are tumultuous. And that's not to say that they're not positive or they can't work. It's just whether or not it's important enough to those two people to dissect it down to what the real problem is. Because a lot of times there is a common problem that one person sees one way and the other sees it another way, but the arrogance, pride, and stubbornness keeps you from getting to the heart of the matter, which keeps you at odds, keeps you unhappy. You understand what I'm saying? So
no, I got exactly what you're saying. And let me just add another piece to this whole thing. And I think I might have been alluding to it, but I really want to make it completely clear that in order for this to really come to fruition, it requires us to put in some work.
For sure.
Happiness does not happen on its own. It doesn't happen as a result of osmosis or anything like that. Happiness happens because we're working at it. Okay. And again, to bring it to an individual level, happiness is because I worked on it in me. I worked on my own happiness. That's what I did. I got to work. I whatever it was I needed to tear down, I tore it down. Whatever it was I needed to build up, I built it up, and I worked at it. We don't want to work anymore. We just want things to be given to us. But the reality is, in order for you to have something, you got to work at it.
Work for it.
You got to work at this. Happiness doesn't just happen. Happiness is a part of your work product. Where's your work product at? Where's your work ethic at? How come you're not doing the thing that you know to do that will make you happy? I was going to say something, but I'm going to let that go. But we need to
come on, man.
No, I'm saying, okay, you want to lose weight, but you don't want to do the work.
Why do we have to? We can just go get surgery. You got to think about the culture
even if
culture
you
is different.
Even if you do the surgery, you still got to work at it.
True that. Yeah, you still got the action items attached to the surgery. Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely. You still got recovery that you need to go through. You still got medications that you need to continue to take. You still got a diet. Yeah, you got a diet that you're going to have to attend to, so that way you can actually maintain the results that you got as a result of the surgery. It still requires work, and we don't want to work at something. We just want it given to us on a silver platter. But ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, that is not life. Nothing is ever handed to you on a silver platter. And if it is, it ain't worth nothing because you didn't work for it. Just saying.
Saying. All right. So really quick, I know we're getting in the hour. I'm not gonna do the break. I'm gonna post this into the chat, but I'm gonna read these really quick. They're saying basically this is like a psychology, central type of mock-up on happy relationships. And I'm going to just the titles. Number 1, maintain a realistic perspective of committed relationships. Number 2, continually tone the relationship, meaning work on its shape, build it up. All right, number 3, regularly spend time together. Number 4.
You there, sir?
And number 5, appreciate. This is important. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, keep going. Keep going. You breaking up, but keep going. Hey, okay. All right. See, if you had sent me those notes, then I could have kept on reading them. But nobody sent me those notes, so I can't keep reading them. So I don't know what the next one is. Come on, Mr. Dixon. Come on, man.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Come on.
All right. Where did I stop? Okay. So no. Oh, okay. Number 5, appreciate each other's differences.
And now he's spinning. And now he's gone. So this is so funny. Oh my God. So yeah, it's important that we continue to work at our relationships if we want to really be happy. That's the thing. And have a balanced perspective. And honestly, this is something that we say almost every show. And that is continue to talk to your spouse, continue to talk to your significant other, talk to them, have conversations, talk about the things that make them happy, find out what their interests are, what their goals are, what their ambitions are, so that you can support them in that thing, and also share yours so they can support you in that thing as well. I think it's important that we are able to listen to one another and give to each other in a way that helps us to achieve the thing that we're both after. And that is that happiness for each of us. If my wife is not happy, then I need to figure out what's going on. Hi, what's going on? What's happening? What's going on with her? If she's not happy, doesn't mean that I'm able to fix that thing. But it does mean that she can share it with me and we can both carry the burden together until that thing, whatever that thing is, gets fixed. And sometimes that can bring a degree of happiness to know that you're not in it alone, but that you also have somebody with you that is willing to carry it with you, and you can both be happy together. Just saying, y'all. Just some basic information for us so that we can learn how to live these lives as abundantly and fulfillingly as we possibly can. All right. I don't know what Mr. Dixon is. I guess he's trying to get back in or whatever like that. But yeah, I'm just saying, y'all. This is where it's at. Okay, here he come now. He's spinning up. Let's go.
You know,
you're back.
I'm convinced that the devil is mad today. That's right.
Now the devil's mad. Are you sure that you didn't pay that internet bill? Did you pay the internet bill?
My internet bill is paid up. I don't know why this does this at this time every week. I think it's something, got to be something obstructing this. But anyway, okay. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. Anyway, I left off at number 5. Appreciate each other's differences. Number 6. Number 6 is. Hold on, this thing's been a little slow. Can you hear me, Adam?
I can hear you.
Don't expect or try to force a partner change. Now that's good stuff.
Okay.
Don't try to force somebody to do that.
Right.
You know what? I don't have time to keep dragging with this thing. You know what? I'm gonna put this in. Number 7. Pick your battles. Number 8. Be connoisseurs of communication and listening techniques. Then it says savor honesty. That means be kind and be honest at every chance you get. Yeah. And number 10, outward signs of internal respect for each partner. Outward displays of respect, internal respect for each partner, because everybody wants to feel like they are valued.
Right. Yeah. That makes a difference, man.
Can you hear me, Adam?
Makes a difference. Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Sorry, guys. All right, Miss Huffman, my bill is paid just because you got Obama's pandemic. Well, I don't talk about mine. But anyway,
Listen, don't let him do that to you. Don't let him do that to you, Miss Huffman. Don't let him do that.
Paid $12. No, I'm just teasing. Guys, Leandra that used to be on our talk show with us. We can. She used to be on Perspectives. She certainly had her perspective. But anyway, this is great. This is good. But anyway, really quickly though, any parting words, Adam, on keeping the happiness up? People want to know, how do we keep this happiness up?
It's work, man. You got to work at it. And see, here's the thing about the work. Here's the thing about the work. In the beginning, the work is going to seem a little like a chore. It is. It's going to seem like a chore. But the more you work at it, it's going to become a lot easier. And I'll equate it to muscle memory. The more that you do a certain thing, the easier it becomes, because now you're not just doing it from your head, but you're doing it from your muscle. And that's a lot easier than having to think about it each and every time that you do it. So I encourage us to continue to work on us. That's the first thing. Work on you. If you got to put a sign out there, add him under construction, do what you got to do.
Under construction, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
You know what I'm saying? And then when you're able to work on you and get that work to a decent level, then you can bring that same work ethic to your relationship and make that the best it can possibly be. That's where your happiness is going to come from, because the happiness is going to flow from you right into the relationship.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I would say make a practice of love and happiness, because as I always say, we practice what we wish to perfect. So if you want happiness, do things in your relationship and or your marriage that, even if it's not already there, you are practicing in the anticipation of it. Treat your person like it's already there. Love your person like it's already there, even even if there are moments where things are lacking, there's things to be desired still. Some work on this area, we're working on this still. Don't discount it as long as the person is still in the ring and willing to fight more rounds with you. Keep on going and keep on practicing until that thing comes to fruition. I promise you, if you keep practicing it, it will show up. As long as there's a mutual commitment to keep practicing happy, keep practicing love, it'll get there.
Yeah.
All right.
It will.
Yes. All right, everybody. So on the note, again, sorry for the technical difficulties. Yes, I'll definitely make sure that this doesn't happen. But anyway, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks again for tuning in to Unique Perspectives Love Talk Radio. And hey, next week we will be back, and we'll be firing up more and more topics, and it will get great, and it'll be good. Anything you good, Mr. Ford?
Yeah, just make sure you share like the show with all your friends and family, so that way they can also participate in this as well. Appreciate you guys so much for your support.
And pray for Adam, and pray, Maria. Don't come trying to fight me.
Oh, she coming to fight you. She's jumping on a red-eye flight tonight, and she about to meet you at your door because you keep playing with her. See, she done already told you. She done already told you, dude.
She's like, leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. All right, y'all. Great show, and we are out.
And we're still live, everybody. Hey, after show. Yeah. What's going on? You're still live, bro.
Yeah, look. I know this is the fake Patreon. Now is the time for look. Now we're gonna talk about the real ways to get happy. All right. So make sure you handle your business. That's gonna overstay everything as long as you handle your business. No,
oh my God.
You don't handle your business, ain't gonna be no happiness. Pay for them things and get them things right, and everything will be all right.
Hi.